So, you want to talk about Rick Sanchez? Everyone does. He's the star, right? The guy with the portal gun, the unibrow. When we first meet him, he's a force of nature. A whirlwind of burps, booze, brilliant, universe-shattering ideas. He's the smartest man in the infinite multiverse, and he never lets you forget it. This intelligence is his superpower, but it's also his curse. He sees everything, understands everything, and because of that, he believes nothing matters. It's all just a chaotic, meaningless, cosmic joke, and he's the only one who gets the punchline. This makes him hilarious, of course. His rants are legendary. His takedowns of authority social norms, basically anything anyone else holds dear, are comedy gold. But that comedy is a shield. Rick's entire personality in the early days is a fortress built to keep everyone out, especially his family. He's sarcastic to a fault, treating Morty like a tool, a glorified human shield with a handy-dandy low IQ brainwave to hide him from his enemies. Even in the beginning, when Rick was at his most emotionally walled off, you could see little glimpses of the man behind the lab coat. They were rare, like spotting a sober Rick. Think about Rick Potion number 9. The whole world goes to hell because of a love potion gone wrong. After they've destroyed an entire dimension, Rick and Morty bail and find a new reality to slot into. The moment they arrive, they see their alternate selves die in a gruesome garage explosion. They bury their own bodies in the backyard. Rick seems unfazed, telling Morty to just get over it. But Morty is traumatized, staring into space with a 1,000-yard stare. It shows the real cost of Rick's lifestyle. And Rick sees it too. Then autoerotic assimilation. Rick reunites with an old flame, a hive mind entity named Unity. For a brief time, he's happy. He lets his guard down. He's part of something. But Unity leaves him, calling him a bad influence she can't contain. The episode ends with one of the most devastating scenes in the series. Rick goes into the garage, builds a device to vaporize himself, puts his head under it. As the seasons progress, you start to see a real shift. It's not sudden. It's a slow, painful, and often reluctant change, but it's there. Rick's relationship with Morty is the main catalyst. In the beginning, Morty was just a Morty, a disposable sidekick. Rick even had a Morty replacement voucher. But over time, that dynamic begins to evolve. Rick starts to see this Morty, his grandson, as unique. He starts to protect him not just because he needs him, but because he genuinely cares about him. He starts to respect him, even if he'd rather die than admit it. You see it in the little things, like how he reacts when someone else hurts Morty. Suddenly, it's personal. One of the big turning points is in the Ricklantis mix-up. We see the Citadel, a society full of Ricks and Mortys. We see a Rick who genuinely loves his Morty. We see the rise of evil Morty. This episode forces Rick and the audience to confront the consequences of his behavior. Our Rick isn't just using a Morty. He's shaping a person. After this, you can feel a subtle change in their dynamic. Rick is still Rick, but there's a new layer of caution, maybe even a sliver of guilt, in how he treats his grandson. So why does any of this matter? It's a cartoon about a drunk scientist, right? Who cares about his feelings? Well, it matters because Rick's emotional journey is the secret ingredient making the show more than a string of sci-fi gags and clever jokes. It gives the series a heart. Without his slow, painful evolution, the show would be an empty, cynical spectacle. It would prove Rick's philosophy that nothing matters. But the show argues the opposite. Even in the face of infinite chaos and meaninglessness, connection is worth fighting for. Rick's struggle is profoundly human. People who feel like outsiders or those who think they're too smart for the room can relate to cynicism as a shield. It's a defense against vulnerability. Watching Rick, the smartest man in the universe, fail at basic human connection is powerful. It shows intelligence isn't everything. No matter how much you know or how much you've seen, you can't outsmart your need for love and family. His path from self-proclaimed God to slightly less terrible grandpa is about hope. It suggests no one is beyond saving, not even someone who has destroyed worlds. In a multiverse where anything can happen, watching a man learn to love his family is maybe the most meaningful adventure. Even when you think nothing matters, some things do.